Hi guys, this is Vidhan Mehta on behalf of GM Test Series, and today we are going to discuss ABC analysis, strategy for the next 3 months, and important audit amendments for CA Final Paper 3, Advanced Audit and Professional Ethics.
Okay, guys, so let's first start with the ABC analysis. In that, I'll tell you the material that you have to use. So, undoubtedly, study material has to be used. And then you'll have to take some standard notes because you cannot read or learn from the pronouncement. It's a very heavy and bulky book. So, either from the teacher whom you have taken classes, their standards, their notes you can be used, or on the internet, a lot of resources are available. So, that can be used. And after that, a question bank or compiler will be required because ICI has not been providing the practice manual. So after that, why is categorization important? Categorization is really important because audit in itself is the lengthiest subject of among all the 8 papers. So you will have to decide from the first reading itself which are the chapters that you must read and you'll have to read even on the last that 1.5 day that you'll get after your SFM paper. So categorizing from the right itself will help you so that you do not waste time on those particular subjects that you will not be able to revise on the last day. So the first category will be the A1 category, which I call is the technical chapters. These are technical chapters because no straightforward questions have been asked from these particular chapters. Okay, and like the questions are case study based, and the answers have to be like provided accordingly. So you'll have to like understand very deeply all the concepts, gain a detailed understanding of all the standards, professional ethics clauses, guidelines, sections, and all of it. So auditing standards, you will require to learn all the notes plus the questions. And in professional ethics, you'll have to gain an understanding of all the clauses, notifications, guidelines, and company audit, you'll have to have a nice understanding of all the section. Fiscal audit, you can bit compromise upon content, but in all the 4 cases, you'll have to do the questions very, very, very nicely. There is no compromise on that. And this particular topic only will can come for about 55 to 60 marks, which is huge in terms of the whole paper outset. So you can't compromise on these particular 4 chapters. Everything has to be done very nicely. The next is the retail category chapters, but very important. Uh, Apart from audit committee, I think there are a lot of technical questions also come which are similar to your LODR chapter in the law. So questions will also have to be done in this particular chapter. Apart from this, all the 4 chapters, I think once you have done the study material very nicely, there is no need of questions as such, but you can just open the question bank and then identify which are the very important topics which have been repeatedly asked by ICI, either in like RTP, MTP, or in past publications like that. Again, how to identify a question which is very important. Question which is very important is some like those questions which are in points in the ICA study material, like what are the functions of a whistleblower committee? There are 5 points. These are very important questions. And in comparison to a question which is in paragraph, this is again not a rule of thumb, but this is like some of the general practice that has been analyzed. So this particular category come for like about 25 to 30 marks. So if you have done A1 and A2 category only, this is like you yourself put in a very nice position to clear the examination. Again, these are like just 9 chapters, but the content is huge, vast, including the questions. It's very huge. The content is very huge. Apart from that, the B category chapters, these are they include these 2 particular chapters are 60 plus pages chapters. This is 40 plus or 40 plus pages chapters. These are like huge chapters, and they come for a very, very low weightage in comparison to the other category. So from the outset itself, you will have to decide which are the chapters that you're going to target. Say you're targeting internal audit, due diligence, forensic audit, and NBFC. So these are the 4 chapters again which you will do very nicely. Again, in the same category, same way as I told you above for the retail chapters. Do not waste time in doing question bank because the answer is exactly similar what is given in the module. And in the C category chapters, very less important, because these three chapters are just an extension of the standards. If you have done standards very nicely, you'll be again in a position to answer. And liabilities audit is tested very rarely. This is again a big chapter. Insurance companies, this has been tested, but again, for very less marks. So this is the way how categorization is important. And this is very important to categorize and talk, like, target those particular chapters which are asked for more marks than others. So yeah, this is how it has to be done.
Okay, guys. So next up, we are going to discuss the audit strategy for the next 3 months. I mean, in audit, the most important thing is planning, because it is one of the most lengthy chapter. So first thing, you have to plan accordingly. All right. And in this, I think this is the strategy that I am going to discuss is just going to be a like preset strategy. You need to take points out of it, mold it, fabricate it according to your level of studies and how much you have completed the course. All right. So assuming that you have not yet touched audit, I think the first reading has to be detailed one. You take up the A1 category chapters and give 5 to 6 days to it. Involve yourselves deeply into the chapters, involving all the questions, content, except for of course fiscal audit, and make sure you do all the questions as well. And after that, what I'll suggest you for the rest of the chapters, other than the A1 category chapters, like the retail chapters, do not spend a lot of time on a single day, because just take up one chapter each day on that particular portion of the day, or on that time when you feel that your memorizing power is the highest, maybe in the morning, maybe in the night, whenever you feel like it. So what will do that do is that you are memorizing the topic, not just reading into it, because just studying 8 chapters a day of audit, it's not at all productive. After that, I think if you do one chapter a day, about in 15 or 16 days, your whole audit will be completed. And after that, you can again take up the A1 category chapters, and then try to do it this time, those chapters, in 2 to 3 days only. And again, after that, you will take up the rest of the chapters and do this time around maybe 2 chapters a day. So what effectively you are doing it is just shortening the time required to take up the course. So this way you have to do as much times the course you can do. All right. But make sure before at least 15 days of the paper, your first paper, you have to give a mock test. And just not a mock test, mock drill yourself to the examination. By mock drilling, I mean you have to spend 1.5 days and complete the whole course on it. That will give you a reality check that at what position you are standing, and like how much, which are the chapters which are giving you trouble, or they are taking most of the portion of your time, so that you can spend the rest 15 days on those chapters. And you'll have a better time when your actual examinations are there. So that is the strategy. There are some more specifications which I like to give, like in case of MCQs, do only ICI questionnaire, none other than that. Do not waste time watching revision lectures of retail chapter. You can watch revision lectures of standards, fiscal laws, professional ethics. Do not watch revision lectures of other straightforward questions or retail chapters. Standard names, professional ethics. In professional ethics, there are clauses and guidelines, and standard numbers. These are very important. You have to quote them in your question answers. And from the first reading itself, you have to categorize your topics, so that you don't spend much time in your first reading on those chapters which you know that you'll prioritize them on the on a lower basis, like the C category chapters or the B category chapters.
Okay, guys. So this is the final thing that we have to discuss, which is the amendments for December 2021. Uh, Ideally, there are very less amendments, and make sure that this is not a full-fledged amendment lecture or something like that. It's just a checklist that you have to keep in mind, that you have covered all the amendments. So the first amendment is in the chapter of audit of banks. There are some changes in a reporting requirement, where we have to check that management representation has been required, so that you have to check. Second is that additional reporting requirement for auditor is that whether dividend is in compliance with section number 123 of the Companies Act. And the last is that whether the firm or the company is using an accounting software which prepares an audit trail. So these are all the three additions that have occurred in the reporting requirements for the auditors. Now, the second major amendments is in the fiscal audit, which is the form number 3CD. In the clause 8, and majorly in this, the amendments are regarding section 115BA, BAA, and BAB of the Income Tax Act. So whether the company assessee has opted for section 115BA, BAA, or BAB, that addition has been in clause 8A. And part B for clause 18, there have been additional clauses have been included for which are regarding adjustments for 115 PAC and 115 PAD. Then there are some changes in the format of the annexure that was there in clause number 32. That is also relating to 115 BAA, BAC, and BAD. And one is clause number 36 has been omitted. Again, regarding the Companies Amendment Act, from there have been updates regarding penalties. So majorly all the penalties have been updated. We are not covering that here, so you just have to check it from either ICI material or the academic update. And the last thing that ICI has provided on the website is that CARO 2016 is applicable. Earlier, what ICI had done was they introduced CARO 2021 in the study material. Now they have changed that again to CARO 2016. So that is one of the things that you have to check while studying from the ICI study material. So these were majorly all the changes, not much of the amendments. So there we complete the all the discussions. I hope you have a great study hours ahead, and you get good marks in audit. Thank you.